task with difficult or low preferred task. Studies have shown that once that level of compliance is high, there is a tendency for that compliance to persist even upon the delivery of a low preferred task. So an example here could be, say an employee likes to do data analysis and data collection, but dreads the whole report writing. So what a manager would do, or a boss or an employer would do, is he or she would deliver, okay, I want data collection, I want you to collect the data for this, okay, and then after that, ask the person to do the data analysis. So these two things are highly preferred tasks, two things that employee likes. So when that level of compliance is still that high, immediately deliver report writing. Okay, I want you to do report writing now, thanks. So they're likely to do it and complete the task because of their behavioral momentum. Now, in increasing the accuracy of work, we can use positive social reinforcement. Positive social reinforcement, positive doesn't mean good. Positive here means something that is added, and reinforcement is basically something that increases behavior. So we could probably use positive social reinforcement in the forms of attention or praise, and this is just basically delivering praise and attention to increase behavior. So another example. Say when an employee comes up to the boss with completed work, the manager should praise the employee and explicitly identify the appropriate behaviors. Like in the example that I have here, you can probably say, hey, good job, I like the way you justified the need for this project. So it sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? And very cost effective, if I may add. And the thing is that such techniques, such strategies have shown to work experimentally. So, and that's what's important here. Okay, to increase attendance. I like this part. It took me a while to figure out how to actually increase attendance at the workplace by using behavioral principles. But yeah, but somehow figured something out. Well, it's supposed to be escape extinction combined with negative punishment. Yeah, it's behavior analysis is all about jargons. I'm sorry. But basically what it's about is, it involves seizing opportunities to escape from perhaps leaving work early or not being reprimanded or whatever for not coming to work. So as a strategy, perhaps we could begin by clearly communicating the rules and expectations to the staff, followed by consistent rule implementation. Perhaps ensuring that all staff have a minimum of 90 to 95% attendance, whereby attendance will be considered as fulfilling the minimum required number of working hours. Not coming at work at 10, not having 2-hour lunch breaks, and not heading back home by 3, none of those. So perhaps if an employee does not reach that required minimum attendance, their bonuses could perhaps be retained. I know bonuses being one of the most favorite time of the year for many employees. So alternatively, a portion of their allocated off days could be deducted. Basically, the main aim of this strategy is not to let the employees to get away with working less hours than required and to decrease or to not fulfill the required hours of work. The behavioral interventions that I have introduced or I have mentioned are not, of course, without challenges. As an example, for the strategy on increasing attendance, we can expect resistance from employees. Behavior analysts have already predicted this outcome, whereby such strategies could lead to increase in inappropriate behavior, emergence of novel behavior, and maybe even aggression. But in time, all these behaviors will reduce and come to a stop as long as we are consistent with the intervention, with delivering this intervention. So the only way to deal with this is by preparing for the possible outcomes and be persistent with the rule implementation. Another possible challenge, the strategies that I have suggested all require a lot of involvement from the manager level, the employers and so on. It would require the bosses to actually know what the staff is up to, keep tabs on the work and praise them for the appropriate behaviors when they're doing well in their job and so on. So the upper level of the organization would need to commit into delivering these strategies. And we're not sure who's willing to go through all that length, but I know which is supposed to be the responsibility of managers to take care of employees. So yeah. And in assessing behavior or an environment and implementing the appropriate strategies are not as straightforward as I might have made it appear to be. There are specific ways on how to deliver these strategies effectively and how to ensure the safety of the implementer and those who are involved and so on. So it is important that any behavioral interventions are delivered under the supervision of a certified behavior analyst or with the support and training from a behavior analyst. To summarize, before we can develop the country, we ourselves first need to develop. Complacency, lack of discipline, and low morale amongst the working population in Brunei can prevent both social and economical advancement. Behavior analysis can provide the strategies and technology to actually increase compliance in an industrial setting. The basic BA principles are objective, systematic, and empirically validated. They have been tested and retested and have shown to prove. And it saves us a lot of time to try to find out what works and what doesn't work. And there are quite a number of strategies which are in fact cost effective. Something as delivering a praise to an employee contingent upon a job well done doesn't cost a single thing. Of course, there may be a few challenges that such studies may encounter, but these problems are easily solved. We're almost there. Last slide. I hope that I have made it clear how there is a need for a study to solve the disciplinary problems at the workplace in Brunei, which are prevalent in the offices. And I hope that behavior analysis could be put under consideration as one of the ways on how to deal with this issue. Thank you for listening.